at 5 in the morning, you hear the birds singing away, and it's such a nice feeling to sit outside and have a cup of coffee with the birds singing and the parrots.
In urban areas, there's fewer and fewer spaces like this where birds can actually just take a break. It's the fact that they can come in here in the morning.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So what is this area we're wandering into after you?
It's part of the garden, and I have a resident parrot. I had 2, but one ran away.
Oh, okay.
It flew away. So where is he? Cuckoo! Oh, there he is. He's coming.
Oh, look at that.
Hello, Cuckoo. He'll be shy. But
Okay.
when we move away, he'll start talking. Yeah.
Can he actually say things?
Yeah.
Say hello.
He speaks a lot. Yeah.
Oh, little chatterbox.
Yeah.
This section of the garden, you know, it's such a contrast to where we've just come from, where out there it's open, very colorful open, but here it's pretty much closed in. A
Yeah.
lot of shade.
Yeah.
You've got this zoysia grass.
Yeah.
It creates a very kind of, I don't know, magical, romantic kind of
Yeah.
atmosphere.
And we usually, Saturday, my grandkids are here. So my granddaughter loves to be the hostess.
Of course.
So she'll ask the gardener to bring a table. She'll carry the heavy chairs herself, set up a fancy table here, and then we'll have tea in the garden.
Oh, so sweet. So
In the
sweat.
shade, yeah.
You've used a lot of this pebbles.
Yeah.
What is the thinking behind that? What were you trying to do with the pebble pathways and edging?
It's just to give it some kind of contrast with the lawn. Yeah. And initially this was supposed to be the path leading to the water feature.
Of course.
Which no longer functions.
Do they ever? Anyway.
Yeah, and then these are my weeping butterflies, which my gardener, the old gardener, chopped off without my permission, so it's struggling a bit. Yeah.
You've done something very interesting here. Tell me about this.
Okay, so because they were trimmed very badly, so they were all heading upwards. So we just weighted them down, so now they can flow downwards, because that's the beauty of a weeping butterfly. Yeah, these are all from Maggie, by the way. Yeah, she's the queen of
Hibiscus.
hibiscus. Yeah, and there's a bird bath inside there.
Oh wow.
The birds come. There's also supposed to be a bird feeder somewhere. I don't see it right now. Yeah.
That's probably why you get the birds coming in the morning, because you've created this haven for them. It's like a fairyland for birds. And I'm seeing lots of interesting things.
There's the gardenia.
Oh wow, look at that.
Yeah.
White gardenia. It's not the easiest.
No, it isn't. But this one here is a different type. That one over there.
Which one?
This one.
Oh, okay, from a distance I thought it was a mango. Is this a gardenia?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The flowers, maybe I'm wrong. Have you seen the flower? There's a white flower over there. And it's growing. It was like small, like this. And it's not very old.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe 4 or 5 years.
Because the other thing I would imagine is because there's so much shade,
Yeah.
plants here would grow slower. Plants in this section would grow slower. But it's doing really
But
well.
it's doing well.
It seems to like the shade. When did you start this section? Is it as old as the rest of the garden?
It is, but it was just lawn, and pretty much I had a whole lot of roses here, and that was it. Then I added on the weeping butterfly, and then I've just been adding in stages. Yeah.
Okay. And so you said you had a whole lot of roses.
Yeah.
I'm
but
seeing.
It's not doing very well at the moment. Roses are not really my thing. Yeah, and this is the jade vine that we disturbed.
Oh.
I had made this beautiful circular
I don't know.
stands.
It's
but
really struggling.
yeah, it is.
Compared
and
to
it's
the other
so
one.
it's so like we're trying to feed it as often as possible, but it's just very unhappy that we touched it. Even Sonia had a jade vine at her old place, and she tried to move it, and she lost it. Yeah, they're very sensitive. You don't touch them
Once they've taken.
established. Yeah. And apparently, you cannot propagate them because they do not seed, because they need bats to fertilize.
So how do we get them?
So people who do the jade vine, they use air layering.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the technique. Yeah, but I haven't got around to try it because I have so many hobbies, Priscilla.
I know.
So time is of the essence. I do not have time.
Yeah, no, don't even worry about it. You have your jade vine, that's all that counts.
Yeah, like it used to go right up the mango tree. That's a rain tree over there that Maggie had given me. She gave it to me when I lost my sister in 2018. So that I planted it in her memory.
Oh.
Yeah. So when it flowers, it's so beautiful. It's got red flowers. Yeah.
Lovely. Isn't it getting entangled in your electric cables?
Yeah, it seems to be, yes. Yeah, but we'll deal with it.
Well, yeah.
When the time. And this too was a gift from Maggie. It's the frangipani.
Does it flower well in this shade?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It's got very waxy leaves,
It's beautiful.
unlike
The normal.
the indigenous ones. I think she got it from the Far East, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to ask her again. Yeah, but she's gifted me a lot of plants, Maggie. On the other side, I have a row of hibiscus, which are
She's
all
very generous.
lilac in color. And she actually sent her gardener to come and plant them for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No, she's very generous.
Yeah. So this is a bromeliad corner over here.
Yes. This is nice.
Yeah.
So was bromeliads a phase for you as well?
Yes, at one time. I have a compost bin over there.
Oh,
We put all our kitchen waste and paper. Quite wormy.
Oh, nice. So then that's what you use.
Yeah,
For
but
your
it's not
soils.
enough because it's quite a small
Oh,
bin. Yeah.
yeah,
So
no.
I have to buy it from my sister. Yeah. Oh, by the way, she just came back. She climbed Mount Everest
I saw the pictures.
on Facebook.
I saw the pictures. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, they reached base camp, and then she went up further. She's so strong.
But this looks lovely. How many different types of bromeliads do you have here?
I have no idea.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah. Actually transferred some to the other side. Recently, not that long ago, yeah.
It's beautiful though.
Yeah.
And are you still collecting?
No,
You're done.
I'm done.
So when
I
is
haven't
enough
bought-
enough?
I haven't bought plants for the last 2 years. Seriously. And actually, if they're not acclimatized, they look very nice in the garden center, and you bring them home and they're so disappointed.
And I think that's the nice thing about your garden, because the plants you have here are easily available. You can walk into any nursery, find bougainvillea, you know what I mean? It just goes to show that you don't need to get the latest, fanciest, exotic thing to have a beautiful garden.
Definitely, yeah. So this is the agapanthus
section.
Circle. Yeah, and there's some of the strelitzias around there, and the water feature, which doesn't function anymore.
I'm seeing all these palm dates. Seeds.
Yeah, those are the foxtail seeds.
Okay.
They're like lipstick red. That's when they're ready.
They're really pretty.
To harvest. You harvest them, you sort of you scrape away the flesh, leave them to dry a little bit in the sun, and then you plant them flat in a container. And you wait for a year, 6 months. There'll be a shoot coming up and a root going down.
Yeah, not for me. Not for me, but anyone else.
Yeah.
What is this?
The pride of Barbados. You know it?
I've seen it. I haven't known what it was called.
The pinkish one. The common one is the yellow one.
Yes, I've seen a yellow one.
Okay. Yeah, I have these. This is my gardener decided to cut off the leaves because they're quite thorny. But I only had one, but now there's another one over there. It just came up on its own.
Giant bromeliad.
Yes.
It looks like a bromeliad.
Yeah, it's like, I forgot the name of it. But do you know Charity? Yeah, have you been to her place?
Not yet, no.
Oh, you should go.
Okay.
She sells a lot of plants. And she propagates desert roses in huge numbers.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And then I have these coleus. Is it coleus?
Yes.
I have different colors.
Croton, sorry.
Croton, sorry. And there's this one here. This one here. There's a group of them.
There's so many different varieties now.
Yeah.
But they add such lovely color.
Yeah, throughout the year.
Throughout the year.
Yeah. The caladiums are hidden, and I think the danger is they get dug out.
Oh, okay.
I had a few inside here, but I don't see them anymore. This is the time when they come shoot up. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. These are my two precious lychee trees. And if we're sitting up on the balcony there, you can just pick because they are hanging over.
That's heaven.
And we had such a good harvest last year. I didn't know what to do with them.
You didn't call me.
They were so sweet, so big and lush, juicy. Yeah. Now this one is a magnolia.
Okay.
But it's a purple magnolia. And when it flowers, the flowers are very beautiful. But it's never grown bigger than this because this is not the climate for it. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I've heard. Magnolia doesn't do well in Zambia.
Yeah. So at one point there was nothing, just brown twigs. Now it's got lots of leaves, and then the leaves will fall off and you'll see lots of buds, and then only the flowers open,
come up.
and it's beautiful when it does that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Where did you get it from?
I got it from the lady who started the Kabulonga Garden Club. What's her name again? She has a nursery where she has very unique plants.
All right.
In woodlands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I like this. You've let the tomato just
do its thing.
Do its thing.
Yeah. So every 2 or 3 days, I get like
cherry tomatoes.
For the salad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a star fruit here. Again, it was a gift from Maggie.
Okay. What tree is this?
A star fruit. You know the star fruit?
No.
Oh,
I don't. Tell me about it.
it's like when you slice it, it's the shape of a beautiful star.
Oh, okay, yes. I think I've seen a yellow one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it produces a lot of fruit, though it's quite cramped in here because it's very close to this lemon tree. But we get so much fruit from it, and my grandkids love it, though it's the taste is very tart. Yeah, but they love it, yeah.
So why have you decided not to cut the lemon tree back and give this one more space?
Yeah, when I get round to it.
Okay, no, I thought it was because you like lemons, which is also okay.
Yeah, there's another lemon tree there.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a lime tree, actually.
Yeah.
Then I have two of them, actually. That one is a nachi over there, squeezed in, and that's a pomegranate.
Okay.
Then next, on the other side, there's the pomelo, and there's the long green mango tree as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's no space, and it's so close to the house, but I'm maximizing
On space.
whatever I can do. Yeah.
And I like what you've done in terms of, because the wall would be bare without these trees. So by adding this layer of green, grass and trees, you're actually cooling the house quite a bit.
Yeah. So we just replaced the lawn recently because there's too much shade. So this is Kikuyu grass. And it seems to be doing well, but we haven't trimmed it yet.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And that's the zoisa, the one that's struggling?
The old one, yeah. It was all covered with the zoisa, but somehow it's just disappeared. Yeah, and these are the broms I transplanted.
The rest of the broms. Oh, this is the good bit. I love seeing gardeners, potting sheds, back gardens. This is where all the magic happens.
Yeah, this is a apple tree, but it hasn't got any fruit at the moment. These two. And there's a peach tree over there. This is a beautiful mango, but this year I don't see much happening. Yeah. The anthuriums like this area.
It looks really... So do you actually come out here, or is this like a storage area for you?
Yeah, no, I come out here to check on the desert rose babies, and also I have things going on in those tubs.
What's special about these desert rose? Why did you plant the seed? Or...
Because I have so many seeds, and at one point I was excited about propagating them, but now everyone is doing it, so it's pretty much very common. And the ones that seed easily are the indigenous kind of desert roses, the ones with the small pink flower. Yeah. But I'll show you, there's a gardenia over there. There's a peace lily, a whole lot of stuff going on there. I planted these as a privacy thing. Yeah.
And at the back there, I see a little secret corner.
Yeah, I planted some seeds there.
Okay.
Cycads and foxtails, but they take a long time.
In those blue dishes.
Yeah. They're just drums that have been cut in half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.